All right, so look at this. This is pretty good. The Seven of Swords. You guys are taking some huge risks right now. Like, really, you guys are stepping into an area where you're completely unsure, completely uncomfortable. And instead of like running from it, I kind of get the sense that you guys are going through it and dealing with, any of the insecurities that you may have regarding taking a step in a direction you're not quite familiar with. What's underneath the Seven of Swords is because of the Four of Swords. I think, okay, it was like an all or nothing kind of looking decision, because it kind of seemed like you guys taking a lot of time out to really think things through, really work, figure out what you wanted. And now that you've done that, you understand the risks and you're willing to take them. Like, that's what I kind of get with the Seven of Swords and the Ace of Wands. That's the heart of your reading. That means things are ready to get kicked off, right? The passion is there, the excitement. Like, you have a lot of energy towards this. In the situation, you're able to create, in your own way, right? There's no, certain way you have to do something. It's really just about what you want to do. And I think this is awesome, right? This is truly coming from a place of creativity for you guys. Now, in the past, you have the Knight of Cups. This is someone that's probably come in with a message, someone that's communicated love, or you've communicated love to someone else. This could also indicate that this could be like an old dream, or a dream in which, a desire in which you want to pursue, like career-wise or work. There's something going on where there is a lot to those heartstrings. The Knight of Cups leans on the heartstrings, right? He's very focused on what is in his cup, what he wants to fulfill in his cup, or to get his cup full, right? If it's not full already. And I feel like you guys we're very obsessed with a dream. We're very obsessed with a certain niche. And I think that that's kind of grown into a passion, right? I think, like, whatever you guys had as a little side hobby, something that really was fun and that really captured your essence, I feel like that is what you guys are doing right now. It was a fun little cute thing before. And now that you guys are taking the huge step, right, it's understandable that you guys are really stressed. Because, right, you're stressed out because you guys are doing big things. You guys are taking really big steps. At least that's what the cards are suggesting here, right? There's a really huge risk, and with risks, there's always a little bit of uncertainty. But I feel like with the Nine of Swords, this is all about either the fears or the uncertainty or the lack of trust in the self, in the universe. That's coming back up. Usually, the Nine of Swords is the indicator of that. This person's so stressed out, they don't see that everything's fine. The swords is the thing that they're crying over, nothing else. And it's not even the swords that they're crying about, because they can't even see it. Right? Now, I'm not saying you guys are crying. I am saying that your situation does not extend further than yourself, right? Because the Nine of Swords person doesn't realize that there's nothing really wrong here. There's nothing going on, right? It does look like this person is like mourning something, this mourning a loss. But there's this person, whatever this is, there's nothing here, right? There's nothing there. So it's like the message for the Nine of Swords always talks about, always consider your options before you can, before allowing yourself to kind of go down a very, very dark path, if that makes sense. There's nothing wrong with rabbit holing, but as long as you see a light to the end of that tunnel. If you're only seeing dark, you probably want to see, take a look around you before, you get what I'm saying, right? It's like the situation is truly just like circumstantial, right? It doesn't really. The stress doesn't mean it doesn't exist, doesn't mean that you're worried, doesn't mean that you're not depressed or sad or whatever. I really feel like it's just really stress, right? And anxiety coming in. There's nothing in here that says that you can't be stressed, right? Especially with risks coming in. But as long as you keep focused on what you're doing and what you love, the stress, I feel like, it will counterbalance that energy here. Now, in your future, you have the Emperor. Right? You come out of this being a boss, feeling strong, feeling in your power. And I like that. This is usually a card for Aries, right? The Emperor is the card for Aries. But this is one that does what he wants to do, has a strategy, has a plan. This is what I would love to see you guys go into, right? And the way you do that is looking at what you want to do. Looking at what you enjoy. Focusing on what you love. That focus on what you love will definitely balance out the Nine of Swords here. You'll take your mind off of the stresses of failure or anything else, right? Because you're worried about manifestation. See the Empress? She's all about abundance and creativity. The real stress is about being abundant and happy and successful. It doesn't really have anything to do with failure. It's just about, well, can I get this? Can I make it? Can I work hard enough? Am I patient enough? You are. Look at all the time that you've taken to heal. and to really reflect. The Four of Swords, if you didn't have patience, you wouldn't have been able to come out of this knowing what you're going through, what you're going to face, and be ready to take it on with full steam ahead, right? Like, you're in this journey because you've taken that time out for yourself, because you've dedicated your time and energy to healing yourself. And so now, of course, you have everything that you need now to be able to manifest abundance, be happy, and be surrounded in your place of sacred space, this beautiful utopia. You can create this. There's definitely no doubt about that. And I don't think it's not necessarily not being successful. It is having to do with being successful. Whether you deserve it, have you taken care of enough people? Have you been, charitable enough? Of course you have. That's why you need the time out for yourself with the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords always talks about you need to take care of yourself. And you taking care of yourself, that's beautiful. So I wonder, for some of you guys, is it the stress of someone giving you something, or something regarding someone else taking the big load, right? Because there's nothing wrong with being the Emperor. I kind of get this feeling that, considering that you have the Emperor and the Empress, someone may even come in. This is an old lover too, someone that you may know already, but you have romantic feelings towards. This could be someone that that's your ideal, not necessarily your ideal partner, but this is someone that really stirs up your romantic feelings. And the stress of being the Empress, being this person, this alpha's omega, if that makes sense, or being this other person's better half, it can be stressful because that's what you want. You want to be the queen of the Empress, rather. You want to be this, the Emperor's bae. Okay, so I understand, right? That's totally understandable. And considering that this is like being read like a love reading, like, this looks like you really want to be this person's other partner, and I don't see any reason why you can't be. It's just the stress and the fear of not being able to get to this point. She's all about the tangible and the real, right? And I feel like if this person's at a distance, and this is probably what's going on, right? This person may be just far away, but you guys have a lot of feelings connected with each other. I kind of get this feeling right here that with the Emperor, this person that's in your future, this person's going to either claim their position in your life, right? This person knows what they want, knows who they are, and knows, how they're going to get it. This person cannot be stopped. And this could be you, or this could be another person, depending on how this reading goes. But your hope is the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is your hopes and fears, right? And I like that here, especially considering that that's literally what is a parallel to you, right now in the present, which is the Nine of Swords. You're looking at what can't happen, what may happen that may be against your best interests, right? And of course, right, with the Ace of Wands, right? This is about excitement, this is passion. There's some energy being kicked up here, whether this is career-wise, taking control of your workplace and your business, or this is somebody that you have your eye on, and you had your eye on in a while. And I think the stress may have a lot to do with the fact that this person may have an age difference. This person may be a difference in age, but it doesn't matter, because this person is already showing that this person is quite stable and quite good enough to be able to be your partner if you let them. Right? Not necessarily if because I don't think you don't want it. That's the problem, right? I don't think you don't want it. I think it's just like, it's scary to take that risk into being, someone that's willing to give, or to receive love, just have it, instead of having your own. I feel like it's like, because you already have your own here. You already have a utopia of your own, if this is you. And I kind of feel like this is you. You're already, you're well balanced. You take care of people, you love on people, you should give of yourself, if not financially, emotionally, and spiritually. You give of people, you give of yourself to others, right? You're very nurturing. It's a mothering energy. The mother may not need to, the mother doesn't have to give their babies money to give them love and care and everything that's valuable. So I really feel like you have been contributing in a way that really shows that you are the mama bear or the papa bear of the situation. But I don't think that it's necessarily impossible to find the person that will give to you. You know what I mean? And I think that this person is coming. I think this person's already here. I think you already met this person. This person seems like this person's too good to be true. And I think the doubts was kind of coming in to cloud everything. Right? It's making you feel like this situation can't happen because this person may be too young or immature in how they react to certain things, or how they behave, how their emotions are. Maybe they may be a little bit fleeting in their emotions, but this person stands and stands firmly on their 2 feet, or sits firmly on their throne. They know what kingdom they're ruling and who they want to rule it with, which is you. You are the queen or the king, right? Vice versa. It could be either one, right? It could be that, this person here could be a female or a male. It could be whoever, right? That grasp of that feminine energy is important for you guys, and especially considering that it has a lot to do with give, and your best path to follow having to do with six of coins, the 6 of pentacles. The 6 of pentacles is all about give and take, fam. It's all about balancing the situation, right? You give, you receive. Have you been receiving? Have you been allowing people to love on you without having any worries or any doubt that this person, the people around you have certain ulterior motives? Like, I think the biggest thing, the reason why the 6 of Pentacles is coming up, because you have been so loving, you have been so giving. You've just been giving of yourself. You always give of yourself. And I think there's someone around that wants to give to you. And I don't know if you see that, because there's a lot of doubts whether or not you either, you can be taken care of, or, whatever reason this is, your stress is coming out as. It's keeping you from seeing that there's someone here that's willing to give to you. That, or you just don't notice, or you just, there's a lot of just like, sucking yourself down into this spiral of anxiety. But I feel like you have a great person around you to really pair with your beautiful personality, and I feel like with the too good to be true, it's just like, it's scary to even think that this person is real, right? This makes sense. But you have the 6 of Pentacles. It's not about giving with the 6 of Pentacles here. It's about receiving too. And with you being the Empress, it's really good, because I feel like if you haven't been taking care of a lot of people, it's really you've been taking care of yourself. And that even when you take care of yourself, you deserve to receive. If you grow in your own utopia, grow in your own garden, eating your own vegetables and fruit, it's not a bad thing to allow somebody in to give more to you. Because taking care of yourself is just as valuable and just as extreme as taking care of somebody else. You know what I mean? So I feel like with the 6 of Pentacles, you've got some sort of balancing situation here to sort out. Not because you're not giving, but because I don't know if you're if not that you're not aware enough, but if you are brave enough to receive it. And I think you guys are extremely brave. It's just scary. You've went through a lot. When the 4 of Swords comes out, that means you went through the 3 of Swords. You've been through a lot of heartache, a lot of pain. You went through a lot of heartache, man. So I understand. You put yourself together. Why would you want to risk someone else coming in to cause you more pain after everything you just went through? I don't think this person is untrustworthy. I think this person may have had their little moment of being kind of uncertain and inconsistent, but I think they're going to show their consistency very soon. I feel like that anyway. So, what's your outcome, guys? Your outcome is the 6 of Cups. That is an awesome card. Especially with the rest of this, because you got so many beautiful energy. You have the Emperor and the Empress in this reading, first of all, parallel with each other. In between is the 6 of Pentacles. They only work together because they give to each other. They have something that they both can offer to the table. And it doesn't have to do with finances. I don't think it has anything to do with with anything material. It has a lot to do with stability and the fact that both of their personalities bring value to the relationship. That's why the 6 of Pentacles is right in the smack dab middle of them. You guys give each other something that no one else can give you, and no one else can give the other person. And I think that is right there proof that this person, I feel like this person deserves at least a chance. And you deserve a chance to be happy. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you haven't been giving that to yourself, because I think you've been definitely taking great care of yourself. It's just that now, with somebody willing to cherish you and love on you and spoil you, you have the opportunity to take them. And there's no need to really worry, because this person is definitely coming from a place where you've manifested great love for yourself. Great love. Wow. 2 cards that came out. So you got, I'm going to show you each one individually. So you got Seek the Lesson. And then you have Time to Reflect. And that was all the four of Swords right here. The Time to Reflect. I feel like the Nine of Swords is telling you to look at what your real stresses are. Look at the situation. Is there truly anything to stress out about? Is there truly anything to doubt, really? Is this risk truly not something worth the reward? Because it could pay off. Seek the lesson. The lesson here is talking about what you've been doing with this past, however long. You're healing yourself. You're getting yourself back together. You're really, putting pure love into yourself. You deserve success. You deserve happiness. If you don't believe you don't deserve it, why? Right? Have you not put enough love in yourself? And if you haven't, what's stopping you now, right? But then most importantly, right, seek the lesson is also seeing with the Six of Pentacles, how much have you received from this person that's just from pure love and not from a place of any sort of ulterior motive? How much have you given to this person? How much do you, feel with this person?